Monsieur Castillo.
Sáquese. Le llegaste al código. Indica Sosa.
Well, if you're a fan of IBA boxing, this man needs no introduction. Julio Cesar Castillo from Ecuador. He's got his fro blown out, that characteristic afro pick as a style accessory, resting in that blown out fro, making his way over to the black corner, a veteran of IBA Champions Nights, having competed in a terrific contest against Mark Petrovsky up at super heavyweight in Sapukov in Russia. Here he's competing at 92 kilogram heavyweight.
Ensenada, Baja California, Mexico, Kevin Martinez.
So, into the arena before approaching the gold corner is Mexico's Kevin Martinez. 13 fights under his belt, 13 wins out of 13, 9 of them coming by the short route for a 69% knockout ratio. Interesting story of how this talented young man got into boxing and was an outstanding fighter in the 3-round code in the vest as well before turning over to the professional ranks in April of 2021.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready. There's about 6 rounds of boxing in the heavyweight division. Damas y caballeros, 6 rounds de combate en la división de peso completo. Your 3 judges scoring this bout in ringside. Sus 3 jueces: Alejandro Barrientos, Gustavo Miramontes y Emerson Pastor. Your referee in charge of the action, el tercero en superficie, José Romero. Introducing first, the fighter standing in the black corner. He wears the black trunks and gold trim. He officially weighs in 91.3 kilos. Presentando ustedes en la esquina negra, pantaloncillo color negro con oro, con un peso oficial de 91 kilos, 300 gramos. And tonight he makes his pro debut, haciendo su debut profesional de Quito, Ecuador. Dale, ñaño. Julio Monsieur Castillo. And his opponent across the ring, standing in the gold corner. He wears the white trunks with gold trim. He officially weighs in 91.5 kilos. Y su rival en la esquina dorada, pantaloncillo color blanco con oro, con un peso de 91 kilos, 500 gramos. He stands with a professional record, a perfect one. 13 victories, no defeats, and 9 of those victories coming by the fast way of knockout. Presenta un récord de 13 victorias, 0 derrotas y 9 de esas victorias por la vía del knockout. Representando al gimnasio Gallo Aguilar, Ensenada, Baja California, México, Kevin Martinez. And now giving out the final instructions, con las indicaciones finales, su referee en turno, José Romero.
So, final check of the equipment being carried out by our referee from Spain, Mr. José Romero. It's nothing new for Julio Cesar Castillo. So much experience under his belt. Now brought together for the final instructions, facing off with Kevin Martinez.
Se boxea con la cabeza arriba. Se golpea por encima de la cintura. No se sujeten, ¿de acuerdo? Mucha suerte.
So we're underway then. This is 92 kilogram heavyweight action scheduled for 6 3-minute rounds between boxers from Ecuador and Mexico. The southpaw wearing the black trunks trimmed with gold is the evergreen figure of Julio Castillo, 35 years of age, a 7-time World Championship participant in the 3-round format. The southpaw trying to cover up behind the half-cover guard is Kevin Martinez. There he digs away with a right hand to the body. But it's Castillo in this small ring, smaller than an Olympic size ring, who is setting the pace so far, getting over that front foot Cautious right jab poked out by Martinez. But again, finding his range, walking in the front door and helping himself to a 3-shot combination is Castillo. So Castillo tucking up behind his gloves to ward off that southpaw right jab that came in. And it's Castillo just creeping forwards, double jab, left cross, followed by a right hook. And Castillo finding his rhythm, range and timing immediately in the first minute of this opening round. Again, no stranger to the longer format. This contest scheduled for 6, but Castillo, a veteran of World Series boxing, featured in the IBA Champions Night in Saprukov in Russia. When I spoke to him at the ceremonial weigh-in yesterday, asked him how he enjoyed the longer format, he gave me a veteran's answer. He said boxing is boxing, whether it's 3 rounds, 5 rounds of WSB, 6 rounds, it doesn't matter. And he is so comfortable up there in the boxing ring. Now Martinez comes forward, overhand left, followed by a good left hand to the body. Just a little bit of the logo lifting up in the center of the ring. That could cause problems with the footing for the boxers. Martinez rather telegraphing that left hand, but did keep the attack going to make it a 2-phase attack. But Castillo, again, such a composed, relaxed figure up there in his place of business. Looking to employ the Philly shell momentarily was Martinez, as Castillo just backs up to the ropes above our commentary position. But now looking to feint his way back into range again. The boxers trading misses with their lead right jabs. Martinez followed up with a southpaw backhand. Good defense with the gloves once again from Castillo. And again, first of all, he warded off the right jab, and then the 2-shot salvo fired in by Martinez. Closing 30 seconds of what has been a busy first round, and that perhaps Martinez's best shot of the round. It was a southpaw left through the guard, but it was countered immediately by a lead right hand from around the belt line from Castillo. So Martinez getting over that front foot now, backs up Castillo, left hand over the top, right hand to the body, but Castillo just ghosts his way out of the corner, moving counterclockwise to his right, and now back in the space of this compact ring again. Roundhouse southpaw left was off the mark, and altogether more direct right-left combination from Castillo. And the bell sound to conclude the first round, a very busy round between these 92-kilogram heavyweights.
Hay que no regalar los rounds, Kevin. Va subiendo el ritmo, va moviendo confianza, y las cosas le empiezan a salir. No le dé confianza. Lo ha dejado ahí, todo está bien, pero no me le dé confianza. ¿Vamos claro? ¿Tú cómo le presiona estos rayos de aquí para el Real? ¿Cómo lo sientes? ¿Tú cómo ya tú de callar lo quieres? No, pega, métase. Metiendo presión. Usted si pega, ya sabe. Lo agarra, se puede ir. Nomás trabaja, hay que estar vivo nada más. Remoco. Sale. No es vivo, hay que meterle presión, así hay que llevarlo lo más vivo por lo pronto.
So into the second round of heavyweight contest that is scheduled for 6. Competitive opening round where both boxers had success, but Castillo with a brisk start to the first round really set about his man behind straight point scoring punches, the right jab and left cross, and Martinez perhaps aware of that, looking to get over that front foot now and walk his man down. Again, adopting that half cover guard as he edges his way forwards. Not from a boxing family, Martinez. Spoke with him during the week here in Aguascalientes, and he was telling me that he first got into boxing as Castillo lands with a cuffing right hand to end that trade-off, but telling me that he first got into boxing not for the sport, but simply to lose weight. He was a colossal 130 kilograms, some 286 pounds when he was a 13-year-old. Good double right hand, jab, then hook around the corner from Castillo. So went to the gym, did Martinez, just to lose weight, but then found that he had an affinity for the sport. And that culminated by taking 2018 as good left hand over the top from Castillo, but 2018 Mexican National Youth Olympiad gold at 91 kilograms. First round stoppages all the way to top spot on the podium. Made his professional debut in April of 2021 and has racked off an undefeated record, 13-0 with 9 KOs so far. But he's in with a wily veteran in the form of Julio Castillo, lands a sneaky southpaw left, but then was countered by a southpaw left hook from Martinez. who is coming forward with grim determination, looking to back up Castillo just above our commentary position in the neutral corner. And again, even when under fire, Castillo able to bob and weave and put that glove to his temples, that left glove to his temples to ward off the incoming fire. So beyond the halfway stage of this second round, both men inaccurate with their work at mid-range. A left hand was the final shot of the exchange from Martinez, almost catching Castillo as he looked to disengage. So Castillo now, oh, that's a sneaky left hand. He was playing possum, just creeping backwards, and now he's busy again with the lead right jab, backing up Martinez, who just perhaps allowing his senses to clear and his composure to recover after he took that rapid fire overhand left out of the southpaw stance. And again, Castillo impossible to ruffle, and that testament to his vast experience. 7-time participant in World Championships over the 3-round format, starting way back in Chicago 2007. The high point of those 7 appearances. The 2019 World Championship silver in Yekaterinburg, as he scores with a thrusting stab jab just above the belt line of Martinez. It took the estimable Muslim Gaji Magomedov of Russia in his home country to deny him top spot on the podium. Good work to the body to end the round from Kevin Martinez. Second round in the book in his heavyweight contest scheduled for 6.
Ahí, respira bien ahora. Respira bien ahora. Ahí, respira bien. Ahí, respira bien.
So many veteran fighters elect to remain on their feet. The Cuban coach up in the corner issuing the instructions. Cuban coach on the outside of the ropes as well, issuing the instructions for Julio Castillo. But remember, 1968 Olympic champ George Foreman on his comeback used to stand in between rounds. And there was the sneaky right hand from Castillo. Really looked to lure his man in, and then exploded with that southpaw left over the top. Kept the attack going. There's the left hand. Kept the attack going, and Martinez just had to back up momentarily just to get his wits about him once again. So into the third round we go then. It's scheduled for 6. In addition to those 7 appearances at the Global Jamboree, that is the IBA World Championships, Julio Castillo also a 3-time Olympian in the games of London 2012, Rio 2016 and Tokyo 2021. Had the privilege of being ringside to commentate on all of those tournaments, as I have for the majority of his World Championship appearances as well. Didn't work on Chicago 2007, but other than that, I had the privilege of commentating on all of this man's Global Championship appearances and in other tournaments around the world. It was a last chance saloon that saw him qualify for the 2016 games as the 2 men target the torso of one another. Had to go to the APB WSB Pro event in Vargas, Venezuela to punch his ticket through to Rio 2016. And that's the scenario he finds himself in here. Came away with a Pan Am Games bronze in Santiago at the back end of last year. It was a stiff qualification standard for Paris as Martinez scores with a good right hand to the body. Then he went to Busto Arsizio, was commentating on that tournament, but he was over in ring B, whereas my commentary assignment was on ring A. Good left hook landed from Martinez, who kept the attack going, but the half hook, half uppercut was inaccurate. Good thrusting jab to the belt line once again from Castillo. So now there's 1 Olympic qualifier remaining. That's in Thailand at the end of May and into the start of June. Julio Castillo will be going there for Ecuador in search of his 4th Olympic appearance. And to give you an idea as to how big a star this man is, he was the flag bearer for Ecuador at the Tokyo Olympic Games. So, jab from around the kneecap being flicked out by Castillo. Martinez with an altogether more solid right jab, and then pinning Castillo to the ropes and having good success with that right hand to both head and body. And all of a sudden Castillo being shaken up. There was another left hook which got in there, but Castillo shaking his head contemptuously, only to eat another right jab as Martinez keeps the attack going. Another right hook over the top from Castillo as Martinez enjoying his best portion of the contest. Front foot pressure paying dividends. Here's a left hand off the ropes from Castillo, who nods in the direction of Martinez to say, okay, are you finished? Now watch me work. But Martinez continuing to apply pressure and having more success with that southpaw backhand. Castillo looking to turn this into trade-offs rather than one-way traffic that it was for the previous 30 seconds or so. Good right jab, left uppercut on the resumption from Kevin Martinez. 10-second clapper is sounded as Martinez continues to go body hunting, walking down his man and nudging shots into the torso of the experienced figure of Castillo. Martinez with his best round of the contest. A terrific conclusion to the third stanza from the local boxer from Mexico.
Ahí, echa la bola, respira bien. Ahí. Este round fue muy parejo. Este round se lo deben de haber dado ahí. Hay que limpiar. ¿Estamos claros? Tenemos que limpiar el round. ¿Bien? Estamos en la mitad ya. Ya vamos a bajar la loma. ¿Estamos claros? Tiene que presionarlo. Pero cuando tú lo presionas, él tiene que trabajar al ritmo tuyo. Si tú dejas que él presione, tienes que trabajar al ritmo de él. Que agotas tú más, que tú piensas que no. Tienes que presionarlo tú para que él trabaje sobre el ritmo tuyo. ¿Bien? Vamos allá. Vamos allá. Bien, vamos.
So 3 rounds completed, a potential 3 rounds to go in our IBA Champions Night show opener here in Aguascalientes. Kevin Martinez enjoying a terrific final third of the third round. And he's looking to keep that front foot pressure going once again as he looks to pin Castillo to the ropes and target the man's torso once more. The two men right in punching range. Again, have to re-emphasize that this is a small ring and not a usual Olympic-sized ring that IBA Champions Night events take place in. Oh, terrific left hand over the top from Castillo, but countered by a 2-shot salvo from Martinez. Good right uppercut before the disengagement from Martinez. And how about that for a left cross? Then a treble right jab followed by another southpaw left from Castillo. Terrific quality produced during that brief cameo from Castillo. Martinez just a little more circumspect with his front foot pressure now, because he was put on the end of a really classy combination from Castillo. There he scores with a double right hand once again, and left hand over the top. And again, up on those toes, jigging those shoulders now is Castillo, and then moving counterclockwise to his right, up on his toes, flicking out that jab. And Martinez, when Castillo gets up on his toes, has a little bit more difficulty closing the distance and applying that front foot pressure that served him so well in the final minutes of round number 3. So if Castillo can keep the movement going, as there's a right jab, left hand over the top, and then a beautiful spin around the target from Castillo. And after enduring a rather difficult final minute of the third round, Castillo boxing beautifully here in the first half of round number 4. Left hand over the top once again, lands flush on the jaw of Martinez. Double right hand on the break, landed from Castillo. I think the shots were already on the way. Couldn't pull them back. First shot to the body, second shot, right hand over the top. But referee Jose Romero just having a brief word with Castillo about that infringement. Now looking to quicken his feet once again is Kevin Martinez. Gets through with a left hand as the two southpaws get their legs in a tangle for a moment. Good jab off the ropes from Castillo. Martinez willing his way forward and shoveling in punches to the midsection of his opponent. The roundhouse left was caught by the right forearm of Castillo. And then a tangle ensues in the neutral corner on the far side of the ring from our commentary position. Final 30 seconds of what has been a cracking fourth round. Castillo reasserting his authority after a difficult final minute of the third round. Corkscrew right hand was inaccurate from Martinez. Good left hand slung into the body from the Mexican boxer, wearing the white trunks trimmed with gold. Referee allowing the boxers to work away on the inside, but neither of them taking the opportunity to do so. Instead, they were leaning on, and now it's back just beyond range. Double jab, left hand over the top again from Castillo. As Martinez letting shots go underneath, right uppercut, left hook, and then the two men exchanging shots on the bell. Action-packed fourth round, where Castillo boxed beautifully in portions, up on his toes, flowing around the ring. And Martinez, well, he got himself back into it in the final 40 seconds or so, when he willed his way forwards and seemingly was willing to take a shot in order to land his own. But I don't think that's enough to overcome and overturn the beautiful boxing such as this, produced by Castillo, flowing freely from both hands, and then that move around the target, terrific footwork, spinning around his man, giving him angles, and appearing on the other side as though he's a character from the Matrix. So to the 5th round then. Kevin Martinez admires boxers from the old school. He was telling me the extent to which he's a fan. Beautiful counter right jab from Castillo, then an exchange of jab, but it's just Castillo who's remaining busier with his jab. Martinez trying to close the gap and walk into short range once again. Body shots being exchanged at a threatening to stray below the belt line, but neither boxer complaining as they remain locked in and concentrated. Right jab, left hand over the top, landed by Castillo, then walks his man back to the ropes. His left hand is occupied, tucked beneath the right armpit of Martinez, but he was digging away with his right hand. Both men swinging freely. Look at that for accuracy from the southpaw right of Castillo. He came in twice in quick succession in a right, left, right, in the final right of that 3-shot flurry with a beautiful corkscrew right hand where he turned his palm up to the ring lights and managed to snake it through the hide-held gloves of Martinez. And then more accuracy from both flanks coming from Castillo, backing up Martinez. His feet appeared rather slow, as though moving through cement momentarily. Takes a big intake of breath, walks his way willingly back into the breach, has a 2-shot success, but again when Castillo gets up on his toes and just allows those shoulders to move loosely and with relaxation, the punches are so smooth from both flanks. And Martinez has taken a fair few combinations of the boxers, just feinting on the edge of range once again, slamming in punches to the body. Is Martinez beyond the halfway stage of this 5th round? Left hand landed out of the southpaw stance from Martinez as Castillo up on his toes now, dodging and darting incrementally left and right. In the gym with him a couple of days ago, I say with him, he had to be in the same space at the same time, but doing decidedly different things as he was going through his paces, checking his weight ahead of the official weigh-in yesterday. And again, the most eye-catching characteristic of Castillo's work, even beyond his considerable ability out of that southpaw stance, is the man's composure. There's nothing he hasn't seen in the boxing ring over the course of his glittering IBA career, and as a result he is very difficult to ruffle or take out of his stride. Endured a difficult path in the closing minutes of the 3rd round, but came out in the 4th as though nothing had happened. He lands a sneaky right hand, sneaky southpaw left just a few moments to go. Content to operate behind a low-held guard now, just to have the punches come in at a different angle, which may catch Martinez unaware. Right-left combination just a little off the mark from Castillo. This round is
porque son 6 rounds. Tienes 3 rounds buenos para ti, 2 para él, te caen ahí. Este tiene que ser bueno. ¿Estamos claros? Recuerda siempre que está dando cuenta. Cuando tú lo presionas, él lo único que hace es defenderte porque él no sabe cómo te cae. Presiónalo tú eres que lo presionas. Vamos allá.
Julio Mena, man inside the ropes, the Cuban coach, giving the instructions to Julio Castillo. And again, even though this is the most ultimate, this is the most ultimate of individual sports, good to see that camaraderie between fellow fighters helping one another out. Castillo here solo, making the journey from Ecuador. being assisted ably by the Cuban coaching staff, headed up by Julio CASTILLO. The sixth and final round of this heavyweight contest. For what it's worth, I've got Julio CASTILLO prevailing so far. How will the three scoring judges see it? Martinez takes another flicky jab with CASTILLO up on his toes, gliding around the ring counterclockwise. That sneaky right hand over the top, but the movement of CASTILLO has posed real problems for Martinez in significant portions of this contest. Have to commend. Oh, that's a terrific three-shot combination. Right jab, left cross, right hook, and the right hook was a gunshot. There he's got a stiff right jab once again, sending a shower of spray from Martinez's hair. And again, his foot movements simply not able to keep up with that of Julio CASTILLO. And when CASTILLO bobs and weaves his way into range, lands an up jab from around his kneecap, and it snapped the head back of Martinez. Martinez again continues to grind his way forwards in his bid to close the distance and land his own punches in bunches. But CASTILLO, trusting his gas tank, trusting his conditioning, and keeping the movement going, and proving very difficult to catch cleanly for Kevin Martinez. We're beyond the halfway stage of this sixth and final round. And with every second that elapses, Martinez finds himself more and more in the realm of requiring a one-shot KO. Well, there's a magnificent auditorium, Plado de Toro Monumental here in Aguascalientes, bullfighting a significant part of the culture here. Both bulls and matadors immortalized with some magnificent sculptures outside that towering amphitheater. And just a few moments ago, CASTILLO made like a matador after he made Martinez miss. Just went walkabout, looking over his shoulder. Saw Martinez still chasing him, but not able to close the distance to land with any consistent regularity. Martinez looking to dig away at short range in search of that single shot KO that he now requires. But CASTILLO continuing to present an elusive, mobile figure around the ring. Again, his expression has barely changed all contest long. A sign of an experienced operator up there in the boxing ring. And when you look at his record over the years, it takes the very best of the best from the three-round format to beat him, like Ireland's Kenneth Egan, Italy's Olympic silver medalist Clemente Russo, multiple world champion, Erislandi Sabon of Cuba, Yevgeny Tishenko, and Muslim Gadza Magomedov of Russia. It takes that caliber of boxer to get the better of Julio Cesar Castillo, and I don't think that Kevin Martinez has done so here tonight. He's going to experience defeat for the first time in the professional ranks for my money, and Julio Cesar Castillo with a very impressive display. Had a sticky period, which was Martinez's best portion of the contest in the third round, but in pockets in rounds 4, 5 and 6 there was some delightful boxing demonstrated by Julio Cesar Castillo. We've got 3 scoring judges hailing from Mexico, Guatemala and Cuba scoring this one. Again, body language often so instructive as we await the official verdict in a boxing match. More smiles and relaxation in the black corner, where it's altogether more subdued in the gold corner, because quite simply, fighters often know. So Martinez just having his gloves removed before making his way over to center ring. Our MC Pablo Flores just receiving the scores. I can tell you that he's making his hairstyle insta-ready. The Afro pick in full effect, puffing out, blowing out that fro, and now has the accessory which accompanies him everywhere. Afro pick in place at the rear of the fro. We await the official announcement, which for my money will see Julio Cesar Castillo declared as a victor on points after 6 3-minute rounds in the 92 kilogram heavyweight division.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 6 rounds of boxing, we now go to the final decision. Después de 6 rounds, tenemos el veredicto de los jueces. Your winner by way of unanimous decision. Vencedor por la vía de la decisión unánime. In the black corner, esquina negra de Quito, Ecuador, Julio Castillo.
And there is confirmation of a unanimous points decision victory for the evergreen Julio Cesar Castillo of Ecuador. A very good display indeed, replete with composure, never ruffled, and highlighted by plenty of cameos of the highest quality at the expense of Kevin Martinez, who played his part in what was a competitive, entertaining affair, but simply not able to get to grips with the movements or indeed the experience of Julio Cesar Castillo at this stage of his career. But Kevin Martinez will no doubt come again, and assuming his confidence isn't too badly dented, he will have learned heaps from being in the ring with an experienced operator such as Julio Cesar Castillo, and who knows, maybe we will see Castillo in his 4th Olympic Games in the boxing ring in Paris later this summer. But here and now in Aguascalientes,